Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today, we have some exciting news that's shaking up both the boxing and MMA worlds. Dana White, the mastermind behind the success of the UFC, is reportedly in advanced talks with Turki Alalshikh to create a brand new boxing league in Saudi Arabia. This potential collaboration could change the landscape of boxing in ways we've never seen before, and we're diving deep into what this means for the future of the sport. Dana White has been synonymous with the UFC since its early days, transforming the promotion into a global powerhouse. Over the years, he's overseen some of the most iconic moments in MMA, including record-breaking events and the historic UFC 300. Despite his immense success in MMA, boxing has always been White's first love. In his younger years, he even competed in boxing and enjoyed a decent career before eventually finding his calling in mixed martial arts. Now, after turning the UFC into one of the biggest sports promotions in the world, it seems that White is shifting his focus to boxing, and the timing couldn't be better. The reports indicate that Dana White is in talks with Turki Alalshikh, the chairman of the General Entertainment Authority in Saudi Arabia, to launch a Saudi boxing league. Alalshikh has been a driving force in bringing boxing back to the forefront of global sports. He's known for hosting major boxing events in Saudi Arabia, which have drawn in big names and provided fans with some of the most anticipated fights. His efforts have revitalized the sport and helped put the kingdom on the map as a major destination for high-profile boxing matches. This move comes after White's recent foray into boxing promotion. In September 2024, he hosted his first-ever boxing event in Dublin, Ireland, at the 3 Arena. White has been managing boxing prospect Callum Walsh for a few years now, and his entry into the boxing world seemed like a natural progression. White's extensive experience in both combat sports and business makes him uniquely positioned to take on the challenge of revamping boxing in the same way he did with the UFC. According to sources, Turki Alalshikh and TKO Holdings, the parent company that owns both the UFC and WWE, are working together to launch this boxing league. One of the main goals of this new venture is to bring all the major boxing organizations under one umbrella, much like the UFC has done with MMA. Currently, boxing is divided among various governing bodies like the WBA, WBO, and IBF, which makes it harder to create the big fights that fans want to see. If Alalshikh and White succeed in this venture, it could streamline the sport and make it easier to promote the high-stakes matchups that fans have been clamoring for. The relationship between Dana White and Turki Alalshikh has been growing stronger over the past year. The two have already worked together on several high-profile UFC events, including UFC 306 in September 2024, which was sponsored by Riyadh Season. This event became the highest-grossing UFC event of all time, setting new records for the promotion and further solidifying Saudi Arabia's role as a key player in the combat sports world. Additionally, the UFC hosted its inaugural event in Saudi Arabia earlier in 2024, and they're already scheduled to return to the country for another event in February 2025. This growing partnership between White and Alalshikh could be a game-changer for both the UFC and boxing. With Alalshikh's influence and White's expertise in sports promotion, they have the potential to create a new boxing league that could rival the long-established organizations in the sport. The unified approach to boxing that they are advocating for would make it easier for fans to follow the sport and for promoters to make the big matchups that everyone wants to see. While it's still early days for this new venture, the possibility of a Saudi boxing league is generating a lot of excitement. If White and Alalshikh can pull this off, it could not only elevate the sport of boxing but also position Saudi Arabia as a global hub for combat sports. The future looks bright, and it will be fascinating to see how this partnership evolves and what it means for the boxing landscape in the coming years. Dana White's potential move into boxing, in collaboration with Turki Alalshikh, could be one of the most significant developments in the sport in years. The creation of a Saudi boxing league, aimed at unifying the sport under one umbrella, could reshape the way we watch and engage with boxing. As White brings his successful business acumen to the table, this partnership is one to watch closely, as it may redefine the future of boxing and combat sports as a whole.